Hello. I truly have no idea how to start this, so I'm jumping right in because, truthfully, I'm not in the best frame of mind to be recording a video to potentially share with people, but that's also exactly why I'm making it, because I'm not even a little bit okay right now, and I've got to talk about it. I'm not expecting this video to be very well received or shared around. I'm just being honest. But in case you are a total stranger to me and my situation, my name is Becca, and I have been recording a series of videos because my boyfriend Ryan and I lost our daughter Vivian to stillbirth a little over a month ago. And sitting down and in front of my camera and talking about it has been a sort of therapeutic thing for me while I'm trying to cope and get through this somehow, some way. But a lot of the time, I still do not feel like leaving our house, even if it's to be with family. It's no offense to anyone, and I feel extremely loved and extremely supported. I really do. But I mean, you think about other things you go through in your life that are incredibly difficult, and when I think back to all the things I've gone through, my go-to thing has been to call my mom. And it still is most of the time. And nobody loves me more than my mom does, but she doesn't get it. Like, unless this has happened to you, you don't get it. I never could have understood what this felt like for someone until I was in it myself. So I don't want to offend anyone who has like tried to offer us comfort or just tried to be there, because I see your messages and I appreciate them and I know that you're there for me. I do. And to a lot of the people who have reached out, who have gone through this, I will reach out when I'm ready. But right now, I'm sure you can probably relate to this. I don't want to hear someone say to me, like, Becca, I totally understand what you're going through. I just don't want to hear those words. It makes me mad. Even if it's true, because to me, it's like Ryan and I are the only two people who lost Vivian. And we didn't just lose her, we lost every hope we ever had for her. So people don't understand. I feel like, I don't know, this might turn ugly, but I feel like I have to be super raw and brutally honest in my feelings, because I kind of feel like I've been a fraud in some ways. Because my last two videos, I tried to be so uplifting and almost inspiring. And I don't want people to think that I didn't mean what I was saying when I sat down and said it, because I did. And that is where I was at that day. That frame of mind, the positivity, the seeing Vivian's purpose, the wanting to support other people, I have felt all of those things. But there are many different stages in grief, and I go through many up and downs every single day. But I don't really think I've shown much of the downs, like the lowest low points. I mean, I've cried on camera a couple times, but I was still trying to put like a positive spin on it, and I can't do that today. I'm kind of asking for help today. I mean, to really tell you like where I'm at right now, I am choosing to sit down in front of my camera and talk about it instead of taking the last two pain pills I have I was prescribed them to get through a kidney stone. I have an appointment tomorrow to hopefully show me that this kidney stone is passing. But I have two of those left, and they put me straight to sleep. And I don't feel anything. And I don't want to feel this way. Or I have wine in my fridge, and I could pour a couple glasses of wine and drink it until I don't care anymore, but I'm doing this instead. But those things cross my mind. I've done them it's been a little over a month. I'd be lying if I said I hadn't done those things. But I am a firm believer that there is strength in showing your weakness. So that's what I'm doing now. And I completely, to be honest, I understand if people have clicked off of this already because it's probably not making anyone feel good. But I don't think I have that in me right now. The things I've been feeling like the last week, I'm ashamed of some of them. I'm in denial of some of them. One of the ugliest thoughts I sometimes think is that I wish it hadn't happened at all. But I don't mean that. I don't mean that because that would mean that she never happened. And she's my girl. I literally, words can't describe how much I love her. But if I had never even gotten pregnant, that would mean that I would never have to have known this heartache. And I feel like I have to admit that sometimes that crosses my mind. I wish it hadn't happened at all, but it's not true. Like, if I was legitimately given the choice, if there was magic in this world and someone could take me back a year and say, you don't need to get pregnant at all, I still would. Even knowing how it would end, I still would. Because even though she's not here, like, I can't imagine my life without her. She's everything to me, and I just miss her. And I'm angry. And I can barely even be around kids right now. And if you've known me for any amount of time, you know, like, I love kids, and Ryan and I have a large number of nieces and nephews between the two of us, and I can hardly see them. I saw mine yesterday, but I'm there and I'm with them, but then I see them. I'm with them and I'm enjoying them because, like I said, like, I love those kids. But then I see them with their parents who are my siblings, people I adore, and I'm jealous and I'm angry and I look at them and I say, why them and not me? Why? Why does my sister deserve it any more than I do? And gosh, I seriously don't want to make people feel bad or feel offended because I know, you know, like, my sister, she told me that she would take this pain from me if she could, and I know she meant it. But I'm still mad. I see pregnant women and I see babies. And my whole body gets, I'm so against it. I'm so physically, like, distraught by it now. And then I think, well, I was the woman just like a couple months ago who was posting the baby bump pictures on Facebook, and then I think that I know that there were probably women who saw me and were bitter toward me because they had gone through this. And I think ahead to the future, and I don't know how I'm gonna do it yet. Because I want Ryan and I to raise a child. But then we think about getting pregnant again in the future, and we're so torn because it's like, if you get pregnant anytime in the near future after this, are people gonna act like you're trying to replace your other baby? But if you don't, and you kind of go back to life before you knew you were going to be parents, and you are going out and, like, going out to eat and kind of just enjoying being young, does it look to people like you're happy, like, weirdly, like, happy that your child's not here? We feel those judgments already. Like, we had some family in town for just this past weekend, like, that had come into town from out of state, and we went, like, downtown with them, and people saw me who know what happened, and it was literally like, why is Becca Vogel at a bar right now? Like, how can she possibly be, like, at a bar, like, after what she's been through? And I was pissed. Sorry, but I was like, how dare anyone, and maybe I was making assumptions, I'm not perfect, but that's how I felt. Like, it was literally like, girl, what are you doing here? You should be at home crying. Like, that's kind of how I felt people were looking at me. And I sort of feel like, how dare you judge anyone if you don't know? And I also know that people saw us who were thrilled to see us and gave us big hugs and were like, I'm so happy to see you two out. We love you and all of that. But we feel judgment no matter what we do going forward. We feel like we're doing something wrong either way. And there's so many. I have other questions. I have so many more things to say, but I kind of feel like I'm already at 11 minutes and I've said 2 things I wanted to talk about. But I'm not doing well. And I needed people to see this side of it too. Because this is also the reality of the situation. It's not all, my child has purpose, I'm going to fulfill it, and we are moving on, and everything's going to be great. We are going to honor their life, and boom. Like, no. I made that first video, and again, I still feel all the things I said in it, but that was one day out of all of this. And since then, I have felt this way most of the time. I sat down and recorded the second video. It was literally like one day sandwiched in between like some terrible, terrible days, and I felt decent on that one and decided to sit down and record. Like, that's the reality of the situation. I still blame myself. If I start talking about that, this is going to be another 5 minutes, but I'm just really struggling. Like, more than I thought it was. I'm hurting more than I thought it was possible to hurt. Like, as a human being, I did not think that it was possible to feel this much emotional pain. It's too much for anybody. But I am trying, and I will not ever give up, and I will not stop trying to get through my days and to live my life well. But now I'm doing it for her, because I don't want to let her down. But I'm hanging on by a thread most of the time. I feel like I need to break this up into a couple videos, because like I said, there's so many more things I could talk about, but I'm at over 13 minutes, and I feel like 10 seconds ago I said I was at 11. So if you've made it this far, thank you for listening. Thank you just for listening to me. And I guess I will say that I hope I might have helped someone by showing my weakness, and in the sense that, like, I want to let people know that that still makes you strong. And in a lot of ways, I think it makes you stronger, as opposed to sitting down and being like, I'm seeing the light at the end of the tunnel, and we're gonna get through it, and it's gonna be great. Like, no, I don't feel that way today. I feel like Ryan and I are trying to, like, climb out of a pit just to, like, get through every day. We're trying to see the hope, and we're trying to stay hopeful for the future. But I'm in a dark spot. And that pretty much sums it up. Thank you for watching.